Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use canvas, some snowflake stencils, and a little glitter to make some adorable ornaments for your Christmas tree. You could also, put these on packages. There's tons of different things that you could do with them, and they're almost free to make, seriously. So as you're hopping on, say hello, let me know who's here. What do you think about it? Feel free to ask questions. At the end, if you're interested, just ask me for a link and I'll get you the snowflake stencil link. Let me tell you what we're going to be working with, and then we'll jump right in. Okay, the first thing we're going to be working with is this new amazing stencil that I love. It is called Snowflakes, and it has 7 pieces, 2 large, 2 medium, and 3 small. And it just came out very recently, and it's fabulous. We'll be using that. We'll be using some of the glittering inks from Magnolia. There's gold, there's copper, there's silver, which this is not brand new, but we had it last year, but I do have to say this is probably my favorite color to use on this canvas. And then there's rose gold. So we'll be using those, and then we'll be using glitter. And I know it's a little early in the year to be getting the glitter out. And I have glitter everywhere in my house, including like in my eyebrows, since I've been playing with it. But we're gonna use this one. This is from Walmart. It's called Sulyn Extra Fine Glitter in Sterling. They have a lot of other colors. This is the, what do they call this? Crystal Diamond. There's colors. These come from Walmart in the craft section, and they're like under $5. We'll be using a paintbrush to apply some Mod Podge, which is what is going to stick the glitter on. And then we'll be using canvas duck fabric. And I get questions about this all the time. The thicker, the better. And this happens to be a pretty good thick piece. This was a scrap that I had in my little box of canvas duck scraps. This came from Walmart and in the fabric department, but you can get canvas duck anywhere. I've purchased it at Hobby Lobby. I know they have it at Joann's. Any fabric store is going to have canvas duck. But here's the thing I want to tell you. Feel it and get the thickest that you possibly can. This is awesome. This I just purchased recently at Hobby Lobby, and I thought it was fine. I wish I had Feel-O-Vision here on this video, because this is pretty thin and I don't like it anywhere near as much as the thick. So look for the thickest, heaviest weight canvas duck that you can. And then for your hanger, there's tons of options, but I'm just going to use this. It's like baker's twine, but it's cream with silver, or you could use some chenille stems, or as we called them back when I was a Girl Scout, these are pipe cleaners if you ask me. But so you could use those, or you could use a metal clip or whatever. So let's start at the beginning, and I'm going to show you every step of the way. All right, and I'm going to use this nice piece. You're going to need a front and a back, and this is my set that I've already used a few times, and I think let's do, I'm just looking to see, what do I have? Let's do this one. Okay, I always write on the back what it is. This is a snowflake. It's one of the mediums. And that's so I can make sure that I put my stencil, once it's clean and dry, back on the correct side, which is the shiny side, but sometimes it's hard to tell. So it's just easier if you write with a Sharpie on the back what it is. Okay, and I'm just gonna apply this to my piece of canvas duck. Move this out of the way, and let's see. Honestly, I'm so boring. I like the silver the best for this project. So if you had silver from last year, you're in luck. But it is beautiful. This one I did with the rose gold. I don't have have rose gold glitter, that's the problem. So rose gold is beautiful, copper is beautiful, and gold is beautiful too. But I'm going to use the silver glittering ink. Ink is for fabric. And we are going to heat set it because we're going to be putting Mod Podge over the top. So we want to make sure we get it heat set. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple little globs of this ink and I'm going to push it through the holes on my stencil. I know you've heard me say this a million times, but once I get it on, I'm going to put this excess goodness back in the little pot. I am just going to look to see if I have everything covered, and then I'm going to pull up the big globs and I'm going to stop because I don't want to keep going over and over it. When you do that, sometimes you push too much under your stencil and it's not crisp. I'm just going to remove my stencil and it looks fabulous. I love this creamy, oatmeal-y colored canvas with the sparkling silver ink. It's awesome. Okay, so I just threw my stencil in a little bath of water over here. And this morning, I used every snowflake in the pack, all 7 of them, and I made a bunch. So I'll set this aside and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, once they were fully dry, I cut them out. Like here's a silver one, here's a rose gold one, and here's another silver one. I cut them out, and I cut out a back as well. You know what I did? I traced this. It's just a circle, and I used that. With the smaller ones, I cut sort of a hexagon shape, just around the shape of the thing. Okay, and then I'm going to heat set this before I put anything else on it, just to make sure that that ink is like melted into the canvas. And it's not like this is going to ever get washed, but I just think it's good to heat set your ink before you move on to the next step. So I have it on my ironing board with a piece of parchment paper on it. My new favorite parchment paper looks like this, and it comes from Dollar Tree, and it has 25 pieces. It's great. Next time I go there, I'm going to buy like 5 more things of it. Okay, and then my iron is set on cotton, no steam. And I'm just going to go over and over and over and over it for 2 or 3 minutes. This parchment paper is to protect my iron just from getting anything on it. And then it's heat set and we can move on to the next step. And this is not really on. I've already heat set everything. We're all good to go with everything. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our little stuffed ornament together. I didn't say any of my normal stuff, I don't think. Oh, thank you so much for the stars. Feel free to sprinkle, feel free to ask questions. Let me know you're here, all that. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a length, I don't know, 12 inches of my twine, my baker's twine, off. This is what's going to hang it on the Christmas tree. But there's a ton of other ways you could do this. And now I have a loop. And I'm going to cut this long tail off because I don't need that much. And I am using my Bonder low temperature cool shot glue device, hot gluing device. And I'm going to put a little blob on the back piece that I'm going to stick the holder into. And I want that glue to dry before I start gluing this on the top. So let me give it just a second. And I'm going to grab some stuffing. You could use Polyfill. Last time I was at Walmart, they didn't have any Polyfill, so I grabbed a extra firm pillow from the bedding department, and I'm working out of that now. So let me grab some stuff and fluff. Use what you have whenever possible. If you don't have stuffing, but you have a pillow that you don't like anymore, that you haven't used in a million years, take it apart and use that. That's what I say. Okay, so we're just gonna glue right around the edge. We're gonna leave the bottom open, and I'll show you why. So see, I just have started it. If you guys don't like glitter, I know not everyone does. My husband hates it. If you don't like glitter, you can skip the last step of this. You could put some twine around the edge, you could put some ribbon, you could paint it. There's a lot of different things that you could do. But I like glitter for Christmas time. Okay, so I left this little bit right here, open at the bottom, and I'm just going to take some of my pillow fluff, stick it in here. And you can fill these however full you like. That's totally personal preference. You could almost make it round. It's pretty full. Okay, so I've got the stuffing in there, and now I'm just kind of tuck it in, and I'm going to put some glue around the edge, and I'm going to make a sandwich and glue it all together. Just like that. You could, if you wanted, do both sides. I'm not going to. And I didn't do a very good job matching the front to the back, so I'm going to trim some of this off. It probably wouldn't be visible through the glitter, but I would know it was there. So who likes to make their own Christmas ornaments? Anyone? This is either my 3rd year or my 4th year, I can't remember for sure, of doing my own ornaments, like 90% of them, except for the balls. And yeah, and I do a different color or theme every year with my tree. Okay, so let's set these right here. And let me glue together one more so that you can see the difference if you have a silver versus a pink rose gold. And then we'll go on to the next step, which is the glitter, which is the really fun part. And I want to show you something I did. Dana says she makes her own ornaments. Sharon says, yes, absolutely. Mary Jo says she makes all of her own ornaments. Michelle says she loves making Christmas ornaments. Phyllis says she does. She's making some right now. Yeah, I have always loved it. When I was a little girl, I loved those, what are they called? Plaster of Paris shapes that you could, my mom would buy them, and my sister and I would paint them, and they usually looked pretty awful. Melba says she does angels. We're going to do some angels this year for sure. Tina says she made a lot, including this clothespin snowflakes. We'll do that again this year too, because that is one of my favorites. And we'll probably do it with metallic glitter, probably silver and gold. Okay, so I have this glued on the back, and now I'm just going to start at the top. Start making my little sandwich here. You are likely to get some hot glue on your fingers doing this project, so I definitely recommend that you use a low temperature hot glue. Okay, I'm going to trim this before I stuff it. And this is not very circular, in fact, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I've got glue strings and glitter everywhere. All right, so then I'm just gonna stuff it, we'll close it, and then I'll show you the next step. Colleen says she's made 9 angels so far. I want to see pictures. You guys, I want to see pictures of all of your ornaments that you're working on. If you are part of the Facebook group that I have called Dreamy DIY, post your pictures of Christmas ornaments there so everyone can see. If you haven't joined that group yet, it's a free Facebook group. Type Dreamy DIY into the search bar on Facebook, and then answer the questions, and me or my admin will let you in the group, and then I want to see what you're doing and share. It could be last year, this year. I just think that it's so nice to get a bunch of ideas. Speaking of glitter, these were some ornaments that I made last week, I think it was, or the week before, with some pine cones, some beautiful pine cones that were sent to me from Indiana. This was the start of my glittering this year. Aren't those pretty? I made like 6 or 8 of those. Okay, so I have my 2 ornaments, and let me tell you what not to do. First of all, I was thinking that I could cover the whole entire thing with glitter, but when I did, it looked like this. It was a mess. So then I tried to scrape some of it off of the center, and I just couldn't get it off. So I think it looks better if you only do the glitter around the edges. And that's what we're gonna do. If you have clear glitter, I'm not sure if there is such a thing, but if you have clear glitter, then maybe you want to glitter the whole entire thing. And I'm just using what I have, which is this clear matte Mod Podge. And I'm going to just use a cruddy brush, and I'm going to go maybe, I don't know what this is, a 1/4 of an inch around the outside. It doesn't have to be perfect. You do want to get it on pretty quick and then do your glitter pretty quick, so don't let it fully dry. You know, don't move so slow, or put this on all of your ornaments before you do the glitter, because you want to put the glitter on while this is still wet so it will stick to it. And if you find after you apply your glitter that you missed a spot, you can come back after that glitter's dry and add more glue in that place, and or if you want more, you can add to it. Okay. Where can I put this? I guess I'll just put it right back in there. I don't know if you can see. It's not perfect. And I need another plate. Okay, and I'm going to use the silver. Am I? Yeah, because that's the one I like the best. If you missed the beginning of this video when I talked about all the ingredients for this project, you can come back and watch it on replay when I'm no longer live. I tell you everything, where I got everything that we're using for this super fun project. And this would be fun to do with kids or grandkids. Okay, so I just poured a bunch of glitter on top of it, and I'm going to tap it off. I see a spot. I'm going to see if I can grab that right now. And I'm going to let this dry before I fuss with getting the glitter off the center. I'll just knock it off the center when I'm done. And because I don't want to throw away all this good glitter, I just fold my paper plate in half and put it back in here. Okay, so let's do this one. You could do parts of the center of your ornament if you want with the glitter and Mod Podge. You don't have to just do the outside. That's just what I opted to do. We did, last year, I did so many projects with the snowflakes. They had a slightly different snowflake last year. The one I just showed you is the snowflake for 2022. It's very similar to what was last year, but better. But I did so much with those. And what I like about the snowflakes is that you can use them during Christmas and then you can use them all winter long. So they're not just Christmas. Okay. We have it on. So these stencils, and I'll wait till it's dry to knock it off of the center. These stencils are reusable many, 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 many times. Like I reuse mine way more than what is recommended. Oops, that's the Mod Podge lid. I would probably use them. Do I have Mod Podge on here? Am I going to be gluing it shut? 40, 50, 60 times. So each one of these little snowflake stencils costs just a few pennies for the canvas, a few pennies, if even that, for the fluff and the twine, a few pennies for the little teeny blob of ink that you used, a few pennies for the glitter, and a few pennies, if even that, for the Mod Podge. So it's super, super affordable, and you could do this idea, but with red ink and red glitter, or no glitter at all if you don't want. And you could put this on, these snowflakes on all kinds of other shapes. So I really love these. I recommend them. And if you want a link to this or the ink, just let me know. And I'll send you a link to the page of all of these so you can look at all the colors. The glitter came from Walmart. This is the brand. Sulyn Extra Fine Glitter in Sterling. Oh, and I wanted to mention that you could use these as your hanger instead of what I did. So let's look at what we've got going on here. This was one that we made. It's very sparkly right now because I haven't brushed off the center, but it's not going to stick on the center. And then here's the other one that has a rose gold snowflake. And then here are the two little ones that I made before I came live. Oh, look at that. I have 2 silver and 2 rose gold. And maybe I do like the rose gold and silver glitter combination. This is the one that I don't like, where I painted the whole entire thing. I'm going to toss this. But I will get good pictures after everything's dry. I'll put those here in the comments. I'll also do them separate on DiyDreaming. Somebody says they almost missed the whole live. Well, it will be available on replay as soon as I'm finished. So if you have questions, let me know. Thank you to everyone who did stars. I really appreciate that. Feel free to sprinkle to your social media, your Facebook page, or if you're in a craft group that encourages that, that would be great. Feel free to ask questions. Did I say that? Feel free to ask for links if you want to look at any of this stuff. This is just one of many new stencils that they have for winter and Christmas this year. So if you want to look, just let me know. Let's see. Okay, and do a this. That's a thumb. Or a this. That's a heart. Or say something to me in the comments and check to see if you've liked and followed this page. And Brenda, I'll get you the deer one too. I love that stencil. This is the deer one she's asking about. I've used it for a few things already. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so I'll hop off now and answer questions and get links. Okay, Susie says don't toss it, just to do the back. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do, if I can even use some of those lint rollers to get some of the stuff off the center. I'm glad you guys like this project. We're not gonna do Christmas every day, I promise. I'm just doing a little bit of everything, all different kinds of things. Ooh, this is something fun that I am working on. You wanna see a little sneak peek? So I bought this kit at Target for $3 in the little, you know, the front section. And it had all the stuff to make these little ornaments that are Christmas trees. I thought it was pretty cute. So I'm working on an idea of making something similar. For this one, I used turquoise and red felt that I had. It's not ready to, you know, this was my first prototype anyway. So this will be something that we'll do in the future. And this looks way too tall and skinny. But it's sort of, and I may just do it as a hanging ornament. It's sort of modeled after this. So I have like 5 things, whoops, in the works, and always something different every day. Alrighty, you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to ask your questions, and I'll get pictures once this is all dry. And I will see you guys later. Thanks.